Hope you have been enjoying your dinner. We're going to continue with our program now. Again, my name is Ngoc Dung. I'm one of the MCs, and this is
Kelly.
So yes, let's continue. I'm going to invite Mrs. Rosemary Tran Lauer, who is a co-organizer of this event, to introduce Ngoc Dung, Stephanie Murphy. Rosemary Tran Lauer is the president and founder of Devotion to Children, a nonprofit organization that helped hundreds of economically disadvantaged families with children under the age of 6 access high-quality education and child care programs. Not only is she highly respected and an acclaimed philanthropist, Rosemary is a shining example of the Vietnamese people's resilience following the hardships of the Vietnam War. From the challenges of coming to the U.S. empty-handed as a single mother, working from almost nothing to eventually owning her own businesses, Rosemary stayed true to herself and her vision of creating the future that she wanted for her and her loved ones. Her heartfelt story is told through her most recent book, Beggars or Angels, which is available on Amazon.com. I read it, it's really good. Without further ado, I'd like to invite Rosemary Tran Lauer to introduce our special guest. Kelly will recite it in Vietnamese.
Rosemary Tran Lauer là sáng lập viên và chủ tịch hội Devotion to Children, một hội thiện nguyện đã giúp hàng trăm trẻ em nghèo từ dưới 6 tuổi có thể được đi học những chương trình tốt. Không những bà được quý trọng vì là nhà từ thiện nổi tiếng, bà còn là gương sáng của người Việt tị nạn có nghị lực phi thường vượt qua mọi khó khăn của cuộc chiến Việt Nam. Từ hai tay trắng đối mặt với nhiều thách thức của một người Việt trẻ đến một phụ nữ thành công có doanh nghiệp riêng, bà Rosemary đã tự mình theo đuổi mong ước tạo dựng tương lai và muốn cho người mình yêu quý. Tác phẩm của bà từ ăn mày đến tinh thần kể lại câu chuyện của chính cuộc đời bà đã làm rung động nhiều người. Sách được bán trên Amazon.com. Xin kính mời bà Rosemary Tran Lauer giới thiệu vị khách đặc biệt của chúng ta hôm nay.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for taking your time to come here. I have to say that I invite you to support a very strong Vietnamese American woman running for U.S. Congress from Florida District 7. Her name is Stephanie Murphy, and she is going to be elected. I like to be positive. She will be the first ever Congresswoman of Vietnamese descent. Stephanie can make adjustment to her busy campaign schedule to join us today. She needs our support to make change. It was exciting to learn that Stephanie grew up in our very own backyard of Annandale and attended the College of William Mary for her undergrad and Georgetown for her master. She is an accomplished businesswoman, mother, and a former national security analyst. I am sure everyone who meets her will agree how intelligent and poised she is. I especially like that she came across genuine, sincere, and down to earth. I am proud to introduce Stephanie to you tonight, and we're looking for your support. She makes us proud. Thật là vui mừng Cho người Việt chúng ta luôn có những phụ nữ vinh danh dòng máu Triệu Trưng. Cảm ơn quý vị đã để thời giờ đến tham dự buổi tiếp tân với Ngoc Dung. Stephanie Murphy, người phụ nữ Việt Nam đầu tiên ứng cử dân biểu liên bang từ Florida, địa hạt 7. Ngoc Dung là một người Việt tị nạn cộng sản từ lúc mới 6 tháng, lênh đênh trên biển, được Hải quân Hoa Kỳ cứu vớt và được Lutheran Church bảo trợ về định cư tại Virginia. Biết ơn cha mẹ hy sinh đã làm việc cực khổ cho mình ăn học, Ngoc Dung đã học rất giỏi, được nhiều học bổng. Cô tốt nghiệp Đại học William and Mary, rồi lên cao học ở Đại học Georgetown. Ra trường, cô đã từng làm việc trong Bộ Quốc phòng Hoa Kỳ dưới thời Tổng thống Bush, chuyên về an ninh quốc gia. Là một nữ doanh nghiệp thành công, lại có kinh nghiệm giáo dục, nhưng cô quyết định phục vụ công chúng bằng cách ra ứng cử dân biểu liên bang Hoa Kỳ năm nay, vì thấy Quốc hội làm việc quá trì trệ và đảng phái. Nếu đắc cử, Ngoc Dung Stephanie sẽ là phụ nữ Mỹ gốc Việt đầu tiên tại Quốc hội Liên bang Hoa Kỳ. Người Việt chúng ta rất hãnh diện có phụ nữ trẻ như Ngoc Dung Stephanie Murphy. I am support you all the way, and I hope all of our Vietnamese community all over US support you, because we want to see you in Congress. Chúng ta cố gắng đem Ngoc Dung vào Quốc hội. Here comes Ngoc Dung Stephanie Murphy. I'm proud to introduce you.
Dạ, cho Dung xin phép nói tiếng Anh, tại Dung cũng không có nói rành tiếng Việt về những chuyện chính trị, thành ra cho Dung xin phép nói tiếng Anh. Thank you so much for being here this evening, and thank you so much for Rosemary for such a kind introduction. I'm just so honored and so humbled to see so many members of the Vietnamese community here in support of my campaign. As Rosemary said, you know, I got into this race because I was frustrated with the partisanship that's leading to inaction in Congress. They're not passing enough bills. You know, they've passed 11 bills in 2 years. And when they aren't passing bills, when they aren't legislating, they're not serving the people. And I'm just somebody who really believes in public service. Given my history and my story and the opportunities that my family had. And I'm worried for the future of this country that if we don't have a government that's functioning, that those opportunities that I was lucky enough to be able to be a recipient of will be drifting further and further out of reach for all working families. And so that's why I'm running for Congress. My district is the Orlando downtown area and the northern suburbs all the way up to Sanford. With redistricting, the district is now very competitive, which has provided the opportunity to unseat a 23-year incumbent. The district is evenly registered between Democrats and Republicans, and it has almost a third of independents. And it is younger and more diverse than he's ever faced before. And he's a congressman who has voted almost 100% of the time with his party, which in and of itself means that he's not really thinking about the people that he's representing. And so it's created a really great opportunity. Although my campaign started recently, we have pulled up very quickly in the polls. And so I am in a dead heat with him right now. It's a tie. So the polls show that there is an opportunity to win this seat. And I'm running because there are a handful of things that are important to me. My district was affected by the Pulse nightclub shooting. And I have a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old that I send to a school that has lockdown procedures for active shooters. And 90% of America believes in universal background checks, and yet we aren't able to get that through the Congress. And part of that is because of lobbyists. So I'd love to see some gun safety measures passed. just common sense gun safety measures that could make all of our community more safe. But beyond that, I think I have the experience in business. I've worked with Fortune 500 companies all the way down to the startup companies, helping them start, grow, and create jobs and economic opportunity and be an engine of growth in their communities. And so I'd like to be able to focus on deregulation in some areas to allow businesses, small businesses, to be able to grow. Also loosening up capital. So I have a bit of a background in finance, and so that would be another area that I would focus on. The other piece is education. I always say this on the campaign trail that as an Asian person, there's like two things that get pounded into your head as a child. One is respect your elders, and two is focus on your education. And so with the education piece, education was transformative for me. My ability to have been able to go to college and then on to grad school changed the course of my life. And I remember my parents used to take us to clean office buildings after hours as their second or third job. And they would say to us, if you don't want to do this, you focus on your education. And so I want to see that we have early childhood education, innovative STEAM programs in our K-12, and then college that is affordable. So there's a lot of work to be done there. And then trying to think of, you had asked me to talk about platform, right?
Whatever you feel like.
Yeah. And the other thing is seniors. Obviously, that was the other tenet of things that are values, Vietnamese values for me, or Asian values for me. You know, I believe we have to respect our seniors, and that means protecting and preserving Social Security and Medicare and for future generations. So those are all kind of areas that I would like to focus on. But really, I'm here today doing this because of the experiences I've had in this country. And when I hear sort of the national level conversation about a dark dystopian future of America, it doesn't align with the experience I've had. My experience tells me that America is about opportunity if you're willing to work hard for it. It's about the power of education to transform your life. It's about equality and the ability for people of whatever your background is to advance. And so I know from that experience that America is great today, but that the quality of the people that are at the helm of state will determine how well we preserve those values for the future. And so that's why I'm running for U.S. Congress. So thank you very much.